The camera recorded what the dog does at night with the baby. We can observe a cute, tiny baby sleeping in a bassinet in this monitor footage. A stunning dog appears out of nowhere to check on the child in the room. In clip after clip, the family pet enters the room, approaches the bassinet, and occasionally even lies down close to the kid before going to bed. A Belgian couple noticed that their 1-year-old, Amy, cries a lot when she sleeps with them, but is quiet when she sleeps in another room with their dog, which made them let her sleep daily with that dog. This wonderful and loyal dog was interested in the child a lot during the day, but he protects and plays tirelessly, and he brings him toys in silence. When she cries, whenever the baby cried, the dog began to move in all directions and caressed and played with her until the cry of that baby turned into laughter. The strange thing is that at night, the dog is more interested in the girl, where he makes sure to make her sleep and then lie in front of her and sleep as well. And once the child makes a sound or moves from her place so that the dog is standing in front of her in their service, the mother took a video of this unique dog and posted it on social networking sites, where everyone was surprised by the way the dog deals with the baby and the intimate relationship between them, whether night or day. As the passage showed how the dog's mood changes and became fierce when someone tries to approach the girl, except his mother or father, one of the videos of the mother took at night was the most beautiful, showing how the baby woke up in the middle of the night and began to cry. Then the dog stood at the child's head and began to lick and surround her from all sides, trying to silence her, and when he lost hope of that, quickly went to the kitchen and brought the bottle of milk for the baby, and then placed it in the hand of the infant and put it in her mouth. Amid the surprise of the mother, who decided to stay quiet and only watch what happens, the baby calmed down as soon as she grabbed the milk bottle that the dog brought to her and drank it. When she fell asleep and left it on her chest, the dog carried it and brought it back to its place in the kitchen. The mother said when she published the video about this beautiful story that happened with her child and the dog, who is so keen about everything related to this close friend, that he discovers that the young is urinated or defecated, and then comes to her and stays hovering around and goes to change the diapers of the young. She added that the dog sometimes refuses to eat when he notices that the baby cannot eat, and this only happens when Amy is sick. Why dogs are interested in children. Technology's come a long way. Not only are phones, tablets, and laptops much more intelligent than they used to be, but they've also helped to revolutionize home security. In recent years, technology has helped to make things like Nest cameras and other home security systems much more accessible, since you can now literally monitor your home, inside and out, using an app. While we employ these kinds of home security systems to make sure that our homes stay safe, sometimes these cameras end up catching things that are hilarious. Not long ago, one home security cameras ended up capturing a dog named Beef getting up to some fun shenanigans. In the video, it starts off with Beef doing something already naughty, crawling into the baby's room, but as they were not there and Beef was allowed to roam freely by the babysitter, he took full advantage. Beef can be seen on the nursery camera carefully treading his paws into the room. Once securely in there, he rolls around on the carpet, appearing to be celebrating or dancing. After this, what follows can only be described as dirty dog dancing, and I think everyone will agree with me that it's hilarious. In the video's caption, Beef's owner says, "This is my dog, Beef. Beef is not allowed in the baby's room when we're here." On this day, the babysitter gave him free run of the house, so he took full advantage of it. Little Flynn's parents were pretty curious by now. What's going on in that room at night? They put up a baby camera and tried to capture the nocturnal adventures. But then they saw footage they weren't expecting. Bobby was the family dog. He had a good relationship with his owners, but he especially loved the baby of the family, Flynn. The two were kept apart in the beginning when baby Flynn's parents went to sleep, but at night, clever Bobby always managed to get the door of the baby's room open. Every morning, they'd find him next to the baby's crib on the floor, but that wasn't all. Both of them would behave very strangely every morning. Flynn seemed very scared and would cling tightly to his doggy buddy. She installed a baby camera in the corner of the room and was keen to stay awake until she saw what it was. But what she saw from the footage, she definitely didn't see coming. Lisa sat nervously on the couch, staring at the screen. Flynn was sleeping peacefully and nothing seemed to be wrong. Hours passed like this and nothing seemed to be off. But around 2 o'clock in the morning, this abruptly changed. Normally, Lisa would be sleeping by now, so she wouldn't hear anything, but tonight she heard the soft whimper of a dog coming from her son's room. She looked at her screen and saw little Flynn wake up and stand up in his crib. Worried, Lisa sprinted upstairs and threw open the bedroom door. But when she came in, it was already too late. Again, there was nothing to be seen in the room, but her son was lying on the floor once more. Flynn was shaking in fear and clinging tightly to his dog. "This can't go on like this," Lisa cried out loudly. She was just about to walk out of the room with Flynn to comfort him when she saw it. "I'm 100% sure that I had closed that window, but then it was ajar all of a sudden." Lisa walked up to the window with baby Flynn. A cold draft came in and she heard rustling in the tree next to the window. Was there a burglar present who terrorized her son at night? If so, he was always pretty fast. Lisa had sprinted right upstairs when she heard the dog. Her head was full of questions. She feared for her son's safety. That night, she was going to stay close to him and keep the security camera running. I had to find out who was invading the baby's room all the time. She sat with her iPad in her hand, on which the footage of the baby's room was clearly visible. This time he won't escape me, Lisa thought. Flynn was still asleep, but her focus this night was on that sneaky burglar. It was 2 o'clock again, the time at which it went wrong yesterday. And then a loud crack from the window frame and the sound of a squeaky dog sounding from the bedroom. Lisa jumped up instantly and carefully opened the door. This time the intruder wouldn't be able to flee in time. The baby camera didn't pick up a shape in the room, but she still recorded a lot of commotion, so there was definitely someone inside. It was now or never. Her hands pushed the latch down, but she made no sound at all. The door went from closed to a tiny little crack for her to peek through. The intruder was clearly onto her, for a black shadow seemed to move towards the window in a roaring motion. And then she saw it. Her little baby was standing up in his crib again, and the family dog, Bobby, followed the intruder across the room, squealing. The window was open, the wind blew inside and made a scary sound, but the worst sound in the room came from the intruder. Lisa ran towards Flynn and tried to shield him from the burglar. He was clearly panicking. Toys, vases, and other trinkets flew across the room. He was looking for a way out, but the exits were blocked. Lisa was at the door with Flynn, and by now the window was blocked by Bobby, barking at him. This was the moment Lisa had waited for. Could they scare him away for good, so poor Flynn would never have to be afraid again? Lisa ran towards him, and Bobby made a wild jump. They were only 10 inches away from a successful catch. But the intruder, wild with panic, made a dangerous escape attempt. He launched himself against the window and burst right through. A dull thump sounded in the front yard. He landed on the ground. Lisa was 100% sure. Hopefully he hadn't hurt himself too badly. Have you figured out who the intruder is yet? You'll find out if you keep watching. Lisa ran down with Flynn and Bobby. They were in a hurry because falling from such a height could be very dangerous. They wanted to scare the intruder away, not kill him. The front door flew open, and almost immediately they saw him lying face down. A young owl. He was stretched out with his face down in the dirt. There was very little movement in him. Lisa stood with tears in her eyes. I wanted to protect my child from a burglar. I didn't want to kill the beautiful owl. She grabbed a little stick and gently poked the poor animal. Could he still be alive? Luckily, the owl was still alive. He was dazed by the fall, but he was still in good health. Lisa thought that he might have a broken wing. She picked up the poor animal, put it in Bobby's travel cage, and took it to the vet. The wing was indeed broken, the doctor in attendance told her. It's an easy treatment, which won't bother this special creature too much, said the doctor. Special? Lisa asked. What makes the owl so special? It's a species that doesn't exist in these areas at all, the doctor told her. This is an owl that lives only in the wooded areas of northern Canada. No, this isn't just any wild owl that came to you. This is an owl that grew up under the watchful eyes of humans. This beautiful animal has clearly been taken care of by human hands. And let me tell you something. I think I know who owns this great beast. You do? Then who? This owl escaped from the zoo in the city. We happened to get a missing pamphlet in the post last week, and this little rascal certainly has something to do with that. Lisa had to laugh a little. The clever little creature probably had found a way out of her cage, just like she knew how to open the bedroom window. She quickly picked up the phone and called the zoo. And as expected, once they got to the doctor, they were able to identify him immediately. The naughty owl was called Jojo and had indeed escaped. In the meantime, the winged burglar was all fixed up and is now living in his locked enclosure again. Lisa, Flynn, and Bobby visit him every month. The zoo gave them free entry for life because they brought Jojo back safely.